I'm a teenage boy, and my parents are divorced. The reason? My dad married my mum just to gain access to my grandparents, his parents' wealth. They were extremely rich and deeply conservative. My grandmother passed away in 2019, and my grandfather followed in January 2021. Shortly after, my dad came out as gay. The day he told us, me and my mum, he sat us down and laid everything out. But not once did he apologize to my mum or even acknowledge how she might feel. All we got were dismissive comments like, "You wouldn't understand," or "I had to." After that, he traveled the world, which I only know because of his social media. We barely kept in contact, just the occasional birthday text or to let me know he was engaged. He became increasingly bitter toward my mum, especially since she received a lot in the divorce settlement. Recently, he returned to his husband's hometown for the wedding, and after a lot of convincing, I agreed to attend. Everyone there was polite to me, even the in-laws, until the engagement party. That's when things changed. My dad and his new family started making jokes about my mum. Someone even said I was lucky I resembled my father. What really hit me was when my dad said the past year was the happiest of his life after years of sorrow, and that he should have made my mum sign a prenup. I snapped. I told him, maybe she didn't think she was marrying a lying, manipulative cheat and a deadbeat dad, but somehow you're the victim here. No one's feelings matter but yours. The least you could have done was give her half of your inheritance after wasting years of her life, and mine. After tonight, you're as dead to me as your husband's self-respect. It all exploded from there. My dad cried, tried to explain himself, and his husband stormed out looking upset. Then his in-laws started yelling at me, followed by my dad's side yelling at them. I grabbed my stuff and told my dad never to contact me again. I stayed at my cousin's house for 2 days. My dad showed up several times trying to get me to come back. But when he said I needed to apologize publicly to his husband and in-laws, I told him to buzz off. My cousin Anand, whom I was staying with, also tried pushing me to apologize and reconcile. Even my dad's husband pleaded with me, but I left and caught a bus out of town. Anand called me heartless because Dad cried during the wedding. One of my friends told me I was wrong because I can't understand what it's like to be gay or know the struggles they go through. So, am I the jerk? I ruined my dad's engagement party and upset him on his wedding day. Verdict: not the jerk. Your father's sexual orientation is not the problem. It's his selfish and callous actions. He manipulated your mother for years, lied, and now shows zero remorse. Insulting your mother in front of you, that's beyond cruel. Until he takes responsibility for the pain he caused, you're absolutely justified in cutting contact. I'm 25F, and my stepsister, 24F, and I are both pregnant, due around the same time. We aren't close. In fact, I avoid her whenever possible, outside of mandatory family events. Even then, we're never truly together. We just happen to be in the same space. My baby shower was organized by my cousin, a close friend, and 2 others I deeply trust. It's today. Weeks ago, my mum asked me if my stepsister could share the shower with me. I said no. Later, my stepsister herself asked me to throw her one. Again, I refused. We're not close, and I'm not going to spend my time or money on. Her mom argued that no one, neither from her bio family nor our side, offered to throw her one. I told her that's not my fault, and maybe they should consider why that is. She lacks a support system, but that's her issue, not mine. For context, both my stepsister and I lost our other parents. My mum married her dad when I was 9 and she was 8. Ever since, she's insisted that her grief is more valid than mine. As a teen, she lied about my paternal grandparents calling her an unwanted bastard, just because she was jealous they spent time with me and not her. She even tried to force my cousins to treat her like family, threatening them if they didn't. She's the type who expects everyone to cater to her, but would never return the favor. I don't see her as family and still refer to myself as an only child. Now my mum, her husband, and my stepsister are furious with me. They say I'm heartless and that I should care about her and the baby. Am I the jerk? No. You nailed it when you said people should ask why no one is willing to throw her a shower. Her lack of a support system says a lot. You're not responsible for her situation, especially considering how manipulative and toxic she's been. If your mum and stepdad care so much, they should throw it. Last night, I, 29 me, hosted a birthday dinner for my husband, 37. His family doesn't like me and thinks he could do better. We've had low contact for a while but recently reconnected because he wanted them at our wedding last week. During dinner, we thought it would be the perfect moment to announce our pregnancy. I handed out mugs to our parents that said grandparent and had a scan picture on them. My parents were thrilled and congratulated us. His mum, however, burst into tears. She accused me of playing a cruel joke because of my past miscarriages and fertility struggles. My father-in-law tried to calm her down. When they came back, she said it was a weird way to announce it and left early. Later, she called and accused me of cheating on my husband because the dates didn't add up. She told me I should have kept the pregnancy a secret longer in case something happened. Now I feel guilty for ruining the night. Verdict: you're not the jerk. Your mother-in-law sounds controlling and cruel, accusing you of cheating. That's crossing a major line. Don't let her manipulate you into thinking you did something wrong. Your announcement was beautiful. Go low or no contact. Your husband should be 100% on your side. I've had nose and sinus issues my whole life. I couldn't breathe through my nose, couldn't taste or smell, and was always mouth breathing. My nose ran constantly, like a leaky faucet. Kids made fun of me, teachers got annoyed, and I never had friends. My parents said nothing could be done. At the beginning of this year, I moved for a job. Within days, I could breathe. No snot. I could taste and smell. It freaked me out. It had never been possible before. Thanks to my job's insurance, I went to the doctor for the first time since I was 12. They pulled my old records. That's when I discovered my parents lied. My childhood doctor had repeatedly written that dry air worsened my condition and that medication, a humidifier, or moving to a more humid climate would help. They never shared any of that with my next doctor. When I asked them about it, they got angry that I accessed my own records. Mum said remembering meds was too much hassle. Dad said moving would have disrupted my sister. A humidifier, they claimed, was too much work. I'm not mad they didn't move, but I could have started treatment myself when I was older. I could have moved out at 18 if I knew it would help. Now my sister is blowing up my phone saying I'm wrong to be upset. She says the treatment was too much for our parents to handle, and they were right to lie. Am I the jerk for being furious? No. These are your records. You didn't snoop. You took ownership of your health. Your parents chose laziness over your well-being. They had options and refused to even try. Your anger is valid. My older sister, 31F, and I, 22F, were very close. Until recently. She got engaged to a Korean immigrant, 25M, 2 years ago. She's financially well off, and he didn't have much money. Turns out, he didn't actually love her. He was using her for financial stability. One night, while she was at work, he was staying over at our parents' house. We chatted, and he admitted he didn't care for her. I was a foolish 21-year-old and agreed to keep it secret. That night, we ended up sleeping together. That was his first time cheating. Yesterday, they got married. During the reception, he winked at me behind her back while they were dancing. I was disgusted with myself and couldn't let her live a lie. I pulled her aside and told her everything. At first, she brushed it off. Then she ran off crying. My parents were furious with both of us. We were kicked out of the wedding. Now I don't know what to do. Was I the jerk? Verdict: absolutely. You slept with your sister's fiancé and didn't say anything until after the wedding. That's betrayal on multiple levels. She may forgive you eventually, but trust will be very hard to rebuild. You should have spoken up immediately after it happened, not months later, and certainly not after the ceremony.